So my name's Jonathan Davies, and I'm the minister of Malvern and Unley Uniting Churches. Husband to Suzanne and the father of 4 children. And my ministry involves over 3 congregations, so it's fairly busy, fairly hectic, but it's good, satisfying. My call to ministry is quite a long story, but if I say it briefly, my father was a Baptist minister and a missionary, and I definitely did not want to be a minister at all. So I was a carpenter for quite a few years. I had my own business, but I had this nagging something clanging inside of me, and I never could quite nail it down. And over a period of time, it became clear that there was more to me than just being the carpenter that I was. Lots of different things influenced me. For instance, I didn't want to be retired 65 with a house, a car and a boat. I knew there was more to life than just that. And even though I had a strong faith, I never quite... It took me a long time to work out that God was calling me. So, but I heard that call over several different experiences and over quite a few years. There were quite a few people who along the way spoke into my life and said, you should do this, you should think about this. And I suppose I was probably a little bit thick. I didn't hear it the first time. I heard it 3 times to get it right. And then when I suddenly realised this is what I should be doing, and I looked to other people for advice over to affirm that, and people were very supportive. And so it really was the body, discerning that call with me and helping me, sort of filling up my limitations, sort of pushing me forward, which really made the difference. Yeah, I would never, I think I would have been a long time discovering the call by myself. There are a lot of joys in ministry, and I love talking about Jesus, so one of the joys is that people go, you're a minister? Why are you a minister? I was at the physio yesterday, and the physio said, I noticed that you're reverend. Why are you a minister? And I thought, you beauty, I get a chance to talk about Jesus. So I did share Jesus again yesterday. Talking about Jesus is one of the great joys. I've had such an experience with Jesus, of His grace, to me, that it defies words. But I just love to talk about it, and to talk. I don't know if I talk about it or talk around it. That great experience that I've had with Jesus. To see people grow, in their faith, to see people just get the message of God's love for them, their unconditional love. To see people awake to the fact that this bloke who walked this earth a couple of thousand years ago, he's still alive and well today and interacts with us at the moment. To see people released into ministry, to see people develop and change and change their lifestyles, to see people become generous that were never generous before. Man, oh man, to see people bring their friends. I've found something here and I want to connect my friends with it as well. It lights my fire. It's good stuff. Yeah, and I think to see the breadth and the width of the church, to see the church growing, and I see the church as a healthy, living, the body. Which is just wonderful to see that, be part of that and lead that and energise it and enthuse it, and it's good stuff. Yeah. There were a number of difficulties, or fears that I had relating to ministry. One was the call on my time, and I'd been used to working hard. I had my own business, so I'd work 6 days a week as it was, and so I was used to that. I was a bit frightened or anxious about what would happen to my family, and especially with 4 kids, it's difficult. I think though, while ministry is very, very busy and it can be very taxing, I realised that I needed to be fairly disciplined in how I did things, and so I try and keep a fairly close rhythm in my life now, and I've put in place certain things that help me mark off time. So for me, I found it very helpful to go to an office and to work from an office, and then people knew what hours I was in the office. so they could come and see me between 9 and 5. So I'm there, there Monday to Friday. I keep a day off, a very strict day off, and so I keep that for the family very, very carefully. Sometimes I try and pick up the kids from school, and so I'm home a little bit early. Not normally. Normally I try and get home at a certain time, make sure that everybody knows those times, and so I don't have meetings at tea time, and I don't very often have breakfast meetings because I'm with the family. So I've tried to work at keeping disciplined time, and so I've allayed that fear, or that what often happens is that church time rolls over into family. So I've worked through that one carefully, because that's what I saw with my parents. It becomes all-consuming, and my parents are very good at going away for holidays, and so I've kept that practice as well. So we go away for holidays. So I think I've felt more empowered now than what I've ever felt before, to make those choices about time, my usage of time, how I do it, my responsibilities, those sorts of things. I've found that really good.